Shalom, called by Yahweh Shem Shah. Shalom to the left. Now, I was watching the news earlier. In this video about Russia and China, it says they basically been making an alliance because the U.S. are putting sanctions and shit on everybody. I'm gonna just pull this precept and I'll let this video play. And I'll pull some other precepts that come to mind too as well. That's the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 13. And see, this the main thing to be concerned about right here. Prophecy, not debating and going back and forth over mediocre issues that's clearly outlined in the scriptures. But anyway, it says in the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 13, and I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the mouth of the beast, out of the mouth of the false prophet, for they are spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth into the kings of the earth, and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of Yahweh Almighty. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together in a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. Now, you have all this talk about the different nations leaving different positions to go back to their country or whatever, and whatever other position they plan on taking place in. But the scriptures clearly say that they're going to be gathered for this right here, Armageddon, in the valley of Jehoshaphat. Now let me let this play and I'll bring some more out.
Live from the world headquarters of RT America in our nation's capital, this is the news with Rick Sanchez.
Hi everybody, I'm Rick Sanchez, and I want to welcome our viewers all over the world who are watching us, including those of you who are watching us using the portable TV app, usually on your phones. Aren't you cool? There are several stories coming into play today that when combined, they go a long way in understanding the state of affairs between the world's superpowers. First, there's this. We are learning that once again, Washington has rejected Russia's offer to normalize relations between the two nuclear superpowers. In fact, Russia's foreign minister is saying that the Kremlin proposed a complete reset in the two countries' strained relations, to say the least, but the Biden administration has decided to turn it down. Now, why would we not want to have better relations with Russia? It's an important question that we need to ask ourselves as Americans. Meanwhile, China, who the U.S. is threatening militarily by sending billions of fighter jets and tanks to Taiwan, says China, appears to be responding to the threat by building up its navy.
And you see, a lot of people don't really pay no attention to this. People be mad and want all this government assistance. This is how much money they say they're sending over there to Moab.
Tanks to Taiwan, says China.
Let me run this back one more time. This should make you pissed off, though. Because it's really a waste. And overall, it's just fulfilling prophecy, though. So either way it goes, even though they're wasting all these resources and sending all this money out, this land gonna become a waste, like the scripture said. And I'm gonna get that in a minute. Hold on, let me see. It's in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 46 and verse 19. But yeah, let me see if this is the right one I want to get. So like this ain't the exact precept, not 46. It's another one. Let me see real quick. All right, it's in the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 19. It says, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood there. The part where I was talking about the wasteland, that's another precept I was looking for, but that lined up with it as well. Let's see. might be in Malachi. I know it's one of these precepts. I just remember reading across it and seeing something about the wasteland. I have to type in these scripts on here with a little bit more accuracy because it make it a little harder to find it. Let me see. Yeah, I say desolation on this other translation, but if you pull it up from something else, it really say wasteland. That's why it's popping up like this. So it's lucky. Let me see if I can actually pull it up the right way so I can read it. How I remember it. And it still got that translation on there. But basically just saying Egypt should be a desolation and Edom should be a desolate wilderness. And what's going to make this place desolate is when they actually go to war. And simultaneously while they going to war, once that third war comes and they shoot them arrows off, that's what's going to make the land desolate. Ain't going to be nothing standing, man. Ain't going to be nothing but a bunch of dirt, really, dust, desert looking land. When they talk about the type of creatures that's going to dwell over here. Owls and vultures and different stuff like that. There's not going to be no place where you could dig a bunker and then once the smoke clear, you just emerge from it. Like, no. The book of Revelation break down clearly how this place is going to be. Say the smoke went up forever and ever. And that smoke going to go for a long time, man. People going to see it and still be looking like, damn, that place got took out in a whole hour. Because all the other nations, they not going to get hit. It's just it's certain main targets on the Most High list for this to take place on. So let me let this play some more and I'll pull some more precepts. I'm trying to make this too long.
It's an important question that we need to ask ourselves as Americans. Meanwhile, China, who the U.S. is threatening militarily by sending billions of fighter jets and tanks to Taiwan, says China, appears to be responding to the threat by...
They sending billions, man. You got people going homeless, bankrupt, people facing food issues, all type of shit going on over there. And they sending billions of dollars worth of equipment just so they can go back and forth with China over there. And simultaneously, you're going to have all these nations, they're going to gang up because they're doing it right now, as you see. But like I say in the title, they're making an alliance. They're going to gang up. And who they going to gang up on?
Building up its name.
Let me pull this precept real quick. It's in the book of Obadiah, in verse 2, it says, Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. And why they despise it? And it ain't just the place, so to speak. It's the people that's running the place. But in order to get to the people that's running the place, they're going to get the place. So, it says, Behold, I will make you small among the nations. You'll be deeply despised. These nations, they heat it, man, because they know what's up. They know this whole time they've been making these deals and these treaties. Every time they make a deal or a treaty, they break them. I'm going to read on some more of the book of Obadiah. Just read on down. Now it says, The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Thou art jealous in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, Who shall bring me down to the ground? You got these proud devils talking about putting bases and sperm banks and shit on the moon and putting stuff out on Mars and all this other nonsense, man. Now it says, Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, this will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Man, it's going to be the Most High to bring them down. You're going to get some respect on this name. People going to know. They're going to know it's going to be some spiritual type of event. It won't just be no physical, carnal looking event. And people going to see it, man. Just the event your great grandparents or your grandparents been talking about, saying, oh, people been saying that for thousands of years. People been saying that for hundreds of years. They've been talking about that. It ain't happened yet. Let's see, like the scriptures say, though it tarry, wait for it. And the time frame of the Most High, not the same as our time frame. Just because we go by 24 hours, most of our time don't work like that.
Navy, with the addition of 3 new warships just in a single day. In fact, the U.S. Department of Defense, right, DOD, has informed Congress that China now boasts the largest navy in the entire world. China, not us. Well,
all this stuff is prophecy, man. Every time I hear certain stuff, they say, I think of these scriptures that pop up. Now, China is known for exporting goods, agriculture and stuff like that. Yeah, they have military might, but the main thing they do is create stuff and build stuff and ship stuff out and make money. But now you got them doing what? Like the scripture says in the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 10, it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say I'm strong. Let me go look at some of the tools. I wasn't thinking of this at first, but it just popped in my mind. Let's go look at some of the tools the Chinese use to farm land. Make sure I spelled it right. Maybe more accurate this because now Bing when I act crazy. Normally Bing will pull some stuff up as soon as you type it in. Up to the exact cell phone. Okay, going to that the groundbreaking spikes. It's just for farming basically. And you got some imagery of it and stuff over here. Now I'm trying to get to the main people who really use this stuff when you go look at them farming the poppy fields and different trees and different fruit and stuff like that. Let me scroll down a little bit more. When you scroll down, it actually got a reference to the book of Isaiah as well right here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. This is the information I was looking for. It says triangular shaped stone plowshares are found at the sites of Chinese. Make sure I pronounce this right. Majia Bang culture dated to 3500 BC around Lake Tai. Plowshares have also been discovered in nearby Liangzhou and Makiao sites roughly dated to the same period. And it says the British archaeologists. See, that's why Esau won't let somebody of my skin tone, so to speak, go be an archaeologist. Because they don't really want us to go dig this stuff up and find out certain information. They want to keep that to themselves. And a lot of archaeologists really go dig up stuff to prove what? The scriptures. That's why when you go down, it got this right here. It says the ancient phrase from the biblical book of Isaiah to turn swords into plowshares. is still in common use today. Now, let me go back where I was reading that. It says, the British archaeologist David R. Harris says this indicates that more intensive cultivation is fixed, probably abundant fields have developed by this time, according to Mu Yongkang and Song Xiaolin's classification and method of use. The triangular plow assumed many kinds and were the departure from the Humudu and Lu Zhaojiao spade with the Song Zi small plow mid-process. The post-Liangzhu cultured plows use draft animals, so they started changing it up a little bit, but it's still used to this day. But now, we got this prophecy right here coming to pass. The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 10, it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. Now what China doing? Let's run this back one more good time. I didn't even get to the whole video. Let me run this back one more good time.
China now boasts the largest navy in the entire world.
Whoa.
China.
Not Moab. Not Moab, man. Hold on, let's run it back one more time. What they say?
With the addition of 3 new warships just in a single day. In fact, the U.S. Department of Defense, right, DOD, has informed Congress that China now boasts the largest navy in the entire world. China, not us.
And that's a big statement because most wars is won by the water. Cut off trade routes, other infantry support, all type of different stuff just by the water. Land is one thing, but that water plays a valuable source in a lot of things.
While China's growing navy may be a threat to the cause of global peace and something for the U.S. State Department to reckon with, there's something else that may get the State Department's attention. In fact, even more so. Newsweek is reporting that China is now reaching out to build a military alliance with Russia. Yes. And here's how it happened. First, President Putin declared that if any country crossed the red line, quote, stop quote, it would, again, quote, regret its deeds more than it has regretted anything in a long time. Stop quote. Then, when asked about Mr. Putin's comments, China's foreign minister said that China will continue to understand and support Russia in their respective sovereignty, security, and development interests. So here's the question. Is it possible that our foreign policy here in America is creating an alliance among our adversaries in some measure? We're going to look at that right here in the news with Rick Sanchez because it's an important story, one you may not hear anywhere else, and because we think it's time to do news again. All right, so let's start with this. Here's the list of questions we think you're going to be asked.